So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the TX16 sampler. And what I want you to do first is to download these samples from here. Once you have downloaded, you will need to go to Finder. And where it's downloaded, it will load up into a folder like this. So these are all WAV files that's located in this folder. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Reaper and create a track. I'm going to load up TX16 sampler by clicking track insert. Type in TX on here, which I've already done. Highlight this one. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enable this record button on here, record arm, and enable record monitoring on. I'm going to change the input on here to input MIDI or MIDI inputs. So I want to press keyboard. You'll notice that this is jumping, so I'm just getting a MIDI signal. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to load up some samples onto this keyboard. So any keys I press on the keyboard, it will show what notes being played on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, go into where C2 is, so that's where I'm playing. So you can see that sample, I'm playing on the MIDI keyboard. So I'm going to go back to Finder, and what I want to do is I'm going to load a bass drum. I'm going to click this one, bass drum, and put it onto this key here. On this note, I'm going to load up the snare drum by clicking this and dragging onto D. On this F sharp, I'm going to put a hi-hat onto here. So now I've got a basic drum kit. I can add other stuff like another hi-hat, which I'm going to add onto this note, or a shaker. I'll put a shaker instead. Put on this one. So once you've done this, we're going to save this patch as a drum kit. And the way to do this, we're going to click on this little icon here, save program, and we'll just save this onto desktop for now. And we'll create a new directory called sampler. Click create. And what I want to do is I want to copy this to copy content. So I'm going to name this Raise RMB Drums. And what this does is it will copy all those WAV files using sampler into this directory. So you can hear that playing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quit Reaper and then load up this patch so you know how to restore this for any projects you want to use. So I'm going to quit out of Reaper and then I'll load Reaper again. And I'm going to load up the patch. So what I want to do first, again, create a new track by double clicking, load up TX sampler by clicking on the insert, type TX, load this up. And on here you'll see a little icon that says load program. So I'm going to load this one and load this up. And now it's loaded. First, next thing I need to do is enable MIDI and record monitoring on, and change all my MIDI inputs to all MIDI inputs. So now my drum kit's ready to load for me to do some drum programming.